began when I was born. Came to the understanding that we are all in this together, in the knowing that we are all connected. And that came through my death.
Being dead for 10 minutes and then returning.
It's like a lotus flower gets shoved down in the murky mud and it rises back up.
My energies are starting to flow and balance and be in harmony with everybody else's, and I'm like, this is what I came back for.
She was so enthusiastic for life after that.
Nicole is an angel, mentor, teacher, guide, sage. She has the infinite wisdom and ability to touch and heal people's lives.
Nicole has brought a lot of joy to my life.
I consider her as an energy healer.
What I love is her authenticity.
I was completely healed. It was absolutely amazing.
I am so happy and I am so blessed that I have met Nicole.
The kindest, most passionate, loving person I have ever met.
She's a gift from God.
I took the gun. I was almost ready to shoot myself. She saved my life.
She saved my life.
Good morning and welcome to Remembering Connections with Cindy and Nicole. I am Cindy and
I am Nicole.
Hi Nicole, how are you?
I am doing amazing. How are you?
Good. It's a happy Wednesday and want to invite everybody on Facebook to Radio St. George Facebook. We're live on Radio St. George at 100.3 FM in St. George, Utah. And we want to thank Ashton Donovan, who is the professor here at the college over the broadcasting, to allow us to do this every single Wednesday. But we have some really exciting stuff that we want to talk about today, Nicole.
Yes, we do.
You want to start?
So, as I was going through my meditations last night and bringing in energies and kind of, I like to bring a subject of the collective of people that have been coming to me. Mm-hmm. And right now, it's a lot of women. Not that men aren't important, because they are. Of
course.
But who's being drawn right now is women and taking back their power.
Yes.
And, they've been in different facets of life, different experiences that they've given their power away or someone's taken it. And so pulling back your power and remembering that you are on purpose and that you are worth it is really what I want to bring into this show today.
Okay.
So, first, I want to thank everybody for listening.
Yes.
We couldn't do this without you. And as I'm looking through the Facebook posts and I'm getting emails and things like that, I am so much in gratitude for the travels that have happened and that these relationships that I've built. Mm-hmm. I really want to impress. Thank you. Thank you for showing up, because some people followed me for many years.
Much gratitude.
Yes. And last night I had this overwhelming feeling of the collective. Mm-hmm. And I want to share that with all of you guys. And then bring in a meditation to kind of call back your power. And it's for men and women.
Right.
But the focus today is really for those women that have been coming to me that have that need.
And don't you think it's for all women, all generations? It's been in our DNA. They've got the whole thing that especially started in Hollywood, the hashtag Me Too, where the women taking back their power, saying, no, people can't, disrespect us on whatever level you're feeling disrespected. And I think it's just time for us women. We're not saying we necessarily want to rule everybody's world. We want to rule our own world. Right? We want to be back who we are, that it's okay who we are, and we have a voice, and it's okay to use it.
Exactly. Plus, you and I work so amazing together because you have the outlook of the collective that you really hit to a core, and then I have these stories of people that have been hurt. So my reasoning is I've had a couple clients in the last little while that have had their innocence taken away from them. Mm. And then when they have shared it with other people, they said, well, you shouldn't have been drinking.
Or you shouldn't have been doing this.
And so these people violated, thought it was their fault, therefore didn't come out for a really long time to talk about it. And this is just the last little while, but in a collective of how many people that I've seen that have been, that they've given their power away is quite a bit.
And then held guilt about it.
Yeah. And those comments are made, and I just want people to know that's hurtful because it is not their fault. So today, it's for this show is for those women to take your power back.
Cleansing. It's cleansing.
We're going to let you go, and we're going to bring your voice in because you matter.
Yes. And we're going to do it with joy.
Yes.
Let's do. I just got chills as we said that. Let's do everything with joy. So you want to do a meditation right now? We'll get everybody's power in, and then we'll start discussing bigger stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
So always with these meditations, I begin with bringing in the spirit, connecting us to above and below. I never know how it's guided. I never know what's going to happen. So I just invite you to open up your space and allow whatever fits for you, whatever works for you, whatever feels good for you. Allow it and let go of what doesn't. And information that you may not understand, shelf it and revisit it later or not.
Okay.
But...
Okay,
so
we're ready. Let's do it.
So I'm going to invite you to allow this amazing feeling. For the collective, I can feel it's moving through your heart space. This overwhelming either excitement or this like fluttering. There's this feeling happening with people right now. I can really sense that this must be a really compassionate download that's going to come right now. So I invite you to either close your eyes or leave them open. It's up to you. But there is a white light available to you above your head. In this white light is a peachy coral color. This light is of the feminine creator. And as it moves down through the cosmos, through the information that is your intelligence, it's going to collect all that yummy goodness. There's so much coming for us right now in this world of amazing opportunities. So you're going to allow it to move down your body, starting with your crown chakra, starting with the top of your head, moving down into your heart, showering you with this divinity of who you are, this remembrance of you were born in greatness and to do great things. As it moves down into the lower parts of your body, you're going to feel a grounding happening, and it moves hip to hip. And then it's going to move down your legs and into Mother Earth. You are now put on your energy cycle. It's getting you ready to clear and let go. I invite you to take back your power, bring down this amazing electric blue light, and just flush out what does not serve you. Just flush it out. Move it right into Mother Earth, and she will process it in the way that she needs to. Let this go. Put it in the earth, and then call back your power. Focus on that white light. Imagine the sun and say, I call back my power. And all these pieces of beauty, these pieces of self, these pieces you've given away that people have taken are now moving through the sun. Oh, and the most beautiful thing about this is through the sun, it gains clarity, it gains strength, and it's cleared and cleansed because remember, this is your energy. It cannot be destroyed, but it can be modified back to your perfection, back to you. And as we call it back and we're embracing the imperfections of that perfection, we have to do that because that is life. That is everything about living. And then you're going to pull it back, call it back, and you're going to send it through your crown chakra all the way down into Mother Earth and back up. And as this is happening, you're going to take a breath in and push it to the front of you, to the back of you, to the left of you, and to the right of you. And send this out around you in your auritic field or your energy fields. Send it out to and put it as far out as is comfortable for you. Then imagine this bubble of unconditional love is holding you, is comforting you, and is letting you be you. All parts of you are accepted and loved just the way you are. Then imagine it just moving all into your heart. And then we send the light with gratitude above, and then let the energies go down into Mother Earth. We come back to center. And so it is.
That's good. That was good. How do you feel?
I feel amazing. I've been feeling amazing all week. I've had some time to take back my own power and self, and it's truly been amazing.
I guess what I want to know, because I mean I know you and you're amazing, but when you are doing a meditation like that, and I know you're being guided, and I know you have a lot of energies around you, and you bring in the energies for the rest of us. How does it feel for you to feel all the connected energy with all of us? What does that feel like?
You know,
do you know what I mean by that? Like it's like all on. It's all one kind of, right? But it's got to be.
At first, it's like being in a static, like those static TVs, you know, in the old school.
Yeah.
Kind of, I'm like, oh no, can I handle this?
Right.
But as soon as and I noticed before when I started the show, I would resist and I'd hold my energy back, and I still have some of that because I can't open all the way yet. Because I don't know how. I'm still learning how to be on the radio, but I notice as I'm connecting and I'm to the collective, and I can feel the different frequencies. The most amazing thing is at the end, I get to feel them come together now.
So then it's all white one, for sure.
And you feel that complete acceptance and that complete of themselves, like that complete love that people are allowing themselves to feel, and that right there makes like your whole self. Well, you could feel in the room. You probably could feel when it came to center.
Absolutely.
You know, there's still the ones that are resistant to it, but that's okay.
It's almost like there's a little line. If you're getting to watch this on Facebook, there's a little line that does this, and then all of a sudden it does this.
Yeah,
it's just like completely right. That's how it looks like. All is well.
0 point. Here we go.
Exactly. Homeostasis. Here we are.
It's time to grow.
It's all the balance. All the balance. So now the energy that you brought us in, where we're claiming our power back, and so now the big question is, okay, this is new because now I feel better. I feel calmer, but I'm bigger. Now, what do I do with that, Nicole? Right? That's kind of the question for everybody. What do we do with if we're just now? And for some, you might be feeling, oh, I'm just getting little pieces back. Some, you might be getting your whole being back. That's way different feeling than 5 minutes ago. What do you do with that? How do you sit with that? How do you make sure that it stays?
I dare you to be great. Whatever that looks like to you. There's really no one answer for that, but there is this feeling. You know now that you're capable of having this stillness, this center, this calmness, and then just
it's your right. It's your right to have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were born amazing. You're born with this shine, and that is this women. The women sticking together is huge. People. I mean, as I'm traveling and I'm understanding that these women are great, and I'm like, I fall in love with all these women, and then I watch them work together, and they get their ego all over each other, and that's not.
It's weird to me.
You
think we'd be friends instead of trying to cut each other down. I don't like that part at all. I totally get this. This has been like a thing for me my whole life. Like I don't understand it.
So instead of getting offended by what I say, for most is go where in myself am I not allowing this woman to love me because that's all she knows?
Yeah.
For me, that's all I know is I love you and I want you to get to your greatness because I got to see the other side.
Right.
And I got to see the other side of greatness and the other side of complete
not greatness.
Not greatness. Yeah.
Let's just say it that way.
And I can tell you that cooperating and getting along with each other is where it's at. So
it's a power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, together. And the thing is, someone told me once, and I really believed it. It's like if you get, and this is no disrespect to any gender, okay? But if you get like 5 men in the room and they get talking, all you kind of see and hear is one man. But if you get 5 women, you're hearing all the 5 individual women. Like they don't come together and like on one thing, but guys will do that like for the good of all, all for one, one for all kind of thing. But women sometimes don't seem to want to do that as much. And you think we're the ones having the babies. We're the ones trying to do everything and are so responsible. For me, this whole week, I've just felt so responsible about everything. And women do that. They take on responsibility not just for their children, for their spouses, for their homes, for their work, for and it can weigh you down. You think that we would all kind of help bring each other up with that because we all can relate to what that feels like. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think it's a collective, like competitive feeling of always having to prove yourself, and I think it's lineage sent down. That's why when I look
kind of
at
in the DNA,
yeah, because I see women coming together now, and they're really they're all really trying, and it's amazing. But as I work individually, I can still see that it's almost like this learned behavior, and it's like an automatic response to reject each other.
Yeah.
And I feel like that maybe clear back in the days, actually, if you think about Egypt, they got along. Isis, the Hathors, all these Egyptian goddess, what are they? I forgot. Aphrodites and Cleopatra. If you read on that, the women had their time together. They really got along
and consulted with one another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even though a lot of them were the servants and things like that, they had. Yeah. If you really dive into that and see that respect for each other, it was there.
Yeah.
And it moved away, I feel, because some beliefs realize that women are stronger together.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that it's just this energy. And again, this is my thoughts. This is my thoughts.
Right.
This is how I see it. And I've learned from traveling and being in people's energy. I don't read.
And different cultures.
Yeah. I don't. After I died, I lost most of my memory. So I just dove in and learned from people's experiences, who I want to be or who I want, all this stuff that I've been able to do for the last 10 years.
Right.
However, I feel like that there's this collective rejection of each other, and I don't have an answer for that, but I see it. I see it within people, even when they just really want to love. I even had a couple moms, bless their hearts, but this is what I mean by energetically handed down. They can't bond with their daughters.
Yeah. Oh no, you see that a lot.
Yeah,
you see that a lot. You know what it is for me? What I've noticed, it's men. It's like the women are competing for men. And I don't know if it's like what you were just saying back in the day when the men decided, we can't let all the women. And I'm not. This is just my belief too, and it's not. I'm not trashing men. I love men. But we have a dynamic, and we have a dynamic. You can see it everywhere in our culture, even in America, right? But the thing is, if they think the only way they can get ahead in life is with a man. And then they're fighting for each other, because men will fight for women too. It goes both ways. So I'm wondering if that was the competition initially, if that whole power of women somehow got broke up or whatever, and then all of a sudden it was a competition. Like, we got to get the best man because he's gonna, whatever, we can have the strongest children. I mean, it was like all of that. But to this day, men do the same thing. They fight for women. I've watched many a fist fights over women and stuff. So it goes both ways. That competition, it's a weird thing. Don't you think that there's part of that? That competition is part of that for sure. That is,
and the complimenting part to that.
Yeah,
that's probably a better word. But is the jealousy, and I've seen men playgirls together to feel better. You know, it's like fun for them.
Yeah.
I've seen that too. So there's like all these moving
it's a
pieces.
weird competition thing. It's the whole male female thing, and it's so sad because it's like if both genders have their power, then we can have our power together, and it's all good, right? That's what that would be the happiest place. Happiest place on earth would not be Disneyland; it would be that place.
It would too.
Yeah, it would. There wouldn't be. What would we fight about? If we're all okay with who we are, what would we fight about? Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Duality would all of a sudden change a little bit.
There wouldn't be any.
That part. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It would completely change. And again, I please know that I'm not trashing. I mean, I just love people, and there's certain people that were born getting along with everybody, and all of that stuff. But we are in our human bodies. Except you, Nicole, but the most of us are in human bodies. And we sometimes get into that ego part of it. And when you're into that ego instead of your spirit, then that's when all that competition happens. I mean, you could have like a best friend and be upset with that person because they got something you didn't or something. And it's like, why wouldn't you be happy for them? Because you love them, right? It doesn't make sense, but that does happen. Yeah.
Yeah. And also with the women, when we're talking about this behaviors of the men and the women, the roles are reversed too. It goes both ways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Totally goes both ways.
Both ways. Yeah. You see the behaviors on both ends.
Absolutely.
It's just, okay, how individually do I take back my power so I don't participate in what is not working for people anymore? What can I do different? I had to do that first before I went out and I shared what I think I know. I share what I think was going to work amazing for you, but I haven't tried it myself. So, how does that happen?
It doesn't happen.
And
no one would believe you either if you didn't do it first, right? You have to have that experience.
Unfortunately, I've seen many people that share a lot of information and
they don't experience it.
And they have no clue what they're talking about.
Yeah,
so,
for me, I'm like, I'm out. Like if you didn't live it, then you can't tell me. You can't tell me about it. Like if you lived it, then okay, Yeah. So you've lived it, is what you're saying.
I feel like I have. I don't share anything I haven't been through.
Right.
And that is because I have not that I have more integrity or less integrity. It's none of that. It's that I came back for one reason, and that is to assist people in their greatness. Yeah. And I can't do so if I am not speaking from the core truth of who I am and of what I've seen.
Yes.
And I support,
and what you continue to see.
Yeah, and I support people on their journey. If I don't understand, then I'll go seek it from either participating in this like with people's journeys. Like I'll be okay, well, what are you talking about? Let me go with you and let me see.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? So I can see where your disconnect is.
Yeah.
I get in there and really understand that human behavior, that human response, or that rejection that people have. And it's always the same. People don't feel accepted, but they don't allow themselves to be accepted.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the we'll give but we won't receive. Same kind of a thing.
Mm.
We can't receive our own. I mean, accepted from who? Accepted? We're accepting ourselves, or we're not allowing other people to accept us, or
so what I observe when we're working with people rejecting each other and influencing and jealousy is that you're not really accepting people for who they truly are, listening, understanding, and just being in their perception for a minute. Doesn't mean you even have to make it your own. Doesn't mean you have to believe it, not believe it. It doesn't matter. But you're really concerned about that, or not even concerned. You're just really engaged with someone else's way of being.
Yeah.
But yet, you don't accept them and you don't accept yourself yet. Like there's this acceptance that you're trying. It's like comes back to the expectation. There's an expectation somewhere of what this should look like. That is why that you give your power away, and that is why you feel powerless, and that is why you feel like that you need this jealousy is probably the word.
It's definitely the word. Jealousy and judgment. Probably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think that I just lost my train of thought, but I was just going to talk about the fact that when you're talking about accepting each other and stuff, I think what we want to do is like, well, I would be better friends with that person if they were more like this, right? That's what it is. It's like talking about the judgment. Like you can't. You're talking about accepting someone for completely who they are, and instead of that, we're like, well, I like this, this, and this, but I don't like this. So you can't be my friend. And when that part comes out, I'm not talking to you or whatever. And it's kind of like how it is. It's like there's not a total acceptance. So if we completely accept ourselves, then does that in turn kind of turn around where we accept others easier?
Yes, because you have a complete confidence within inside of yourself that you're only emanating love, and
you
so,
don't feel like you have to defend yourself or anything.
You don't have to, and you don't defend truth anyways. And if you tell the truth, you never have to remember what you said.
Amen, sister.
Yeah,
that's really true.
You're able to just let go and be in that space with that person, with a group, and understand everybody where they're at. And as they're letting go and they're calling back their power, don't judge them as they're doing this, because calling back your power is sometimes a process for people.
Yeah, oh, totally.
They're going to go back to behaviors before they're going there. That's going to happen. That's just the human conditioning, and unconditioning is it's up to you how fast that you choose to do that. But end result is have patience when people are doing that. And if it doesn't look like what you think it should, then move out of that space for a while. And if energy is not feeling good to you, move out of that space while people are finding their truth and their passion for life. And if they can't handle it, then you're giving your power away. You cannot push anybody up the hill carrying their baggage and they argue the whole way. No one should have to do that. So,
no, it's so true.
So that is giving your power away. So when I say take back your power, take it back.
So when you're saying just now about getting out of that space, what exactly, like in a physical term, do you mean? Like physically leaving a room, not answering phone calls from that person because you need some space from that person? Like, is that what you're meaning?
Yes, and that's totally respectable to your own space. And if somebody can't handle that, then they need to do inner work and find themselves, because that's on a consciousness level that is understood that energies can't cooperate. If energies don't cooperate, you're only creating a collective. What would that word call? What like when you're influencing in a negative way, but it's like a flux of. It's almost what I'm seeing in my head is like if you have two energies, so you have this beautiful wave of sound or of frequency, and it looks like to me in my head right now is you have these two that battle. It causes a staticky broke or shattered look kind of, and what that I see it. So what that does is that creates a shattery look, almost like glass. It looks like, and you're literally sending that to people.
Ugh. That's not good.
And so no matter, it isn't. Wow, that was a good vision.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me share.
Well, it's not good. It's not good, but I think that whether you are someone who is very empathic and can feel that or not, you can feel that.
Yeah.
You can feel like, why do I feel like every time I'm with that person or what? And then on the other hand, if you're connected to your being, like, you did the meditation in the beginning and you're yourself and everything, you have the ability then to walk in a room and change that whole erratic energy to all is well, right?
Yes.
All the calmness. I mean, you can do the opposite of that porcupine feeling. I always call it the porcupine feeling because that's what it feels like to me, like little needles on me when I'm around certain people. Like, oh, I can't be around that. I have to literally physically move my body somewhere else because I can feel that, and it's very disturbing to me. Very disturbing. And if you right? Do you know what I'm talking about? You're laughing.
Well, I just have a kid joke in my head, and I'm going to hold it to myself because of my true personality.
Tell me when we get off the air. I would love to hear it. But you know what I'm saying about that, and you have the ability, if you're calm and centered, you could walk in and just like you could change somebody else's energy if you were like that porcupine energy. You could change somebody else's energy if you were you. Really you.
Yeah, and being sensitive to your own energy and how you influence other people is important too, because it is, especially people that are overly sensitive have a tendency to want to feel protected, and so they allow that prickly energy around them, and then it becomes dangerous.
Because then it gets inside. And when I talk about like you can change the energy, I mean basically well, she's standing in her light, so I can stand in mine.
Yeah.
It's not like you're not forcefully changing somebody's energy, but because you're saying, I can do this, you can do this, we can all do this, right? Mm-hmm. That's kind of more of what it is. It's not like forcefully changing. I know that there are people who have changed their lives, like for the better, like say they've lost weight, like a lot of weight or whatever. And then all their friends who they used to go eat maybe things that weren't as healthy for them, now don't like them.
Yeah.
Right. And now they can't be. And it's like, and they're like, no, try this. I feel better. And they don't want anything to do with them. So you see, sometimes when you do step into your own power and you hold your own power, there may be people that won't be your friends anymore. I'm just going to be really honest. I think we've all seen a little bit of that in our lives. And the more power that you are in with yourself, the more you're going to see who your friends are and who they aren't. And then you also will see the people that'll go, oh, I'm going to do that with you. And then that's awesome too. But you have to really be, that's more on a physical level, because sometimes I think that if you feel like those are your really good friends and they're not going to like you anymore because you're being your power, then maybe you're too afraid to stay in your power, because then you're going to lose those friends. I can guarantee you that you will find more friends that will be more in their power too, and it will be better, but it doesn't feel like that in the moment. Does that make sense? I think I mean, I've experienced that in my past. I've had a lot of friends who talk to me about that, and it on the physical level, Nicole, it can be hard emotionally that way.
Well, I experienced this at my meeting last Wednesday. So I kept getting shut down. Like a shutdown. I haven't been shut. That it hasn't happened to me before.
So when you say that, like an energy, not like like someone saying stop talking or something like that. Okay.
So energetically, when I open up and I have somebody influence, usually it has to be pretty close to me for it to happen. But last Wednesday, I was trying to attempt to tell my story, and I was all over the place, and my literally words stopped happening,
which is not like you.
Mm-mm. Yeah. And I was so grateful. I was so grateful because the girls in the room, even though they were having their stuff, they're there to hear me speak and bring them in, and assist them, right? Right. Well, I just stopped. This one, this girl that has been coming to the office for a while shares her she decides to share her a water droplet, so it supports my story. You know, I forgot her name. Dang it! If you're listening, please call. I don't know why it just slipped my mind, but so interesting how she had prepared a topic of the water droplets and how they design this beautiful. These beautiful crystals when they're played good music or happy thoughts or whatnot. Well, she had that prepared just in case, and we didn't know I was going to shut down.
Yeah, but, well, of course.
And she's been a couple times, and then the Janelle Jones that works with stuff still showed up. Yeah. Janelle got up, comes over, and she cleared some stuff, and we brought energy around the room. But she wasn't afraid to step up and be okay with doing that.
Right.
Which a lot of people have in the past towards me. And it was amazing because I was like, I felt like I had a team of people because I honestly was blank.
Yeah. They would take care of you. So it probably was like meant to be so that they could step into their selves and that you would actually see who your friends are.
Yes.
Not just because, I'm the healer, I'm going to heal you. No, I'm really your friend. Yes. I will be there. Yeah, that's a big deal. 879-4100 is the number to call. Area code 435 if you would like to call this morning on Radio St. George. And, of course, we're live on Facebook. I'm going to tell you how to get a hold of Nicole if you would like a private healing. But if you would like to call us, 879-4100, area code 435. Just saw the phone ringing and they just stopped. It might have been the water droplet lady. Please call back. 879-4100, area code 435. Go ahead and give us a call. No, that it's really true because I think in your position, it's way different than a lot of positions because you're so assisting with everybody else's healing that then you go, okay, well, what's going on? Should we take this phone call before? You're like, take the phone call now. Okay. Hi, you're on the air with Cindy and Nicole and Remembering Connections. How are you?
Hi, this is Tiana.
Hi, Tiana. Do you want to talk with Nicole?
Yeah, I was just going to ask her a question.
Go for it.
Hello, Tiana.
Hi.
Hello.
So I just wanted to know, is there like any question you could answer, or is it just like whatever like I feel I want to know?
Just whatever's coming to you right now. How can I assist you with it?
So my son, he's like 6 months old, and he's been having some like breathing issues off and on, and I'm just wondering, like, could you feel like a connection at all, or would I have to be like with you?
Nope, I'm actually connecting to him right now. Is he right by you?
Yeah, I'm holding him.
Yeah, there is a little bit of error. He has some stuff in his lungs. Let's clear it. So what you're going to do is put one hand on his chest and the other one under him as much as he's comfortable. It's about him. It's about him being him being in this comfortable space.
So just one under his chest?
Yep, one under and one above. So we're going to so it's like a suction.
Okay.
We're going to expand his lungs. He must have had a hard time breathing when he first got here. Like he gasped and his lungs didn't end up expanding in the appropriate, like in the way that we need
a
them
healthy
to now.
lung. Yeah.
So we're just going to imagine that a white light moving down through you. You're going to feel this move into your heart. Let me know when you feel that.
I think I feel it.
Yeah, sometimes it feels a little tickly or a little windy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to imagine that going through your hands. Do you feel tingles in your hands or a slight breeze?
Mhm.
We're going to imagine this blue. This is a blue light, and you're going to just start feeling a heartbeat in your hands.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, do you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay. So as this is happening, just know that he has healthy lungs. We're going to flush his system a little bit. So you may all get hot in the room right now.
Okay.
We're also clearing you. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
You might feel a little dizzy. We're going to...
Sorry, he's talking.
He's feeling it too. Yeah. Well, the kids are. So as this is happening, you're now going to just flush his little body, and then he could probably handle you doing this every 3 hours. Just sit with him for like 10 or 15 minutes, and do that throughout the day, and you're going to recognize a huge difference.
Good.
And then call us and let us know how he's doing. Call us back.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tiana.
Bye-bye.
Take care of that baby and take care of you. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye. Aw, that's awesome. He sounded way happier, didn't he? At first he was crying, and then he sounded way happier.
Yeah, there was 2 babies there. There was an older cry.
Uh-huh.
So.
Yeah.
But the amazing thing about that is the whole house will be... you can feel that through the whole house.
Yeah.
They'll be able to. So
the clarity. 879-4100, area code 435. If you would like to talk to Nicole today, please give us a call. Hi, you're on the air live with Remembering Connections with Cindy and Nicole. Would you like to talk to Nicole today?
Yes, I would.
All righty.
Hello.
Hi, Nicole. Hi.
Hi. I can barely hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, who's it? Or I guess I shouldn't ask you that.
Yeah. do you have a question for Nicole today?
No, it's Tawny. I'm with Beyonce. I'm just calling in.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you guys doing?
I'm doing awesome. How are you, Nicole?
Oh, good. These are amazing stories here. We have a mom and a son that both had concussions.
Oh, my.
And her son came to me kicking and screaming.
He was so mad.
Yeah, they drove 3.5 hours here to see me, and the whole way he was a trooper, but yeah, we'd love to hear your story.
Yeah, so I've known Nicole since junior high. And I was in a car accident, and
Oh, did we lose you? Hello?
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of a weird connection.
Yeah, we're actually driving.
Okay,
I was like,
there you
let me
go.
call Nicole. But anyways, I've kind of been on a journey with Nicole, and I've been on a journey with a concussion, and Nicole's pulse had been kind of standing out to me. So I figured one day I'll give it a try because I felt like really nobody could understand what I was going through.
Mm-hmm.
And she helped me so much. And my son he's had some health problems, and he had a concussion. And so one day I looked, he was struggling. I'm like, we're going to go see Nicole. And it was awesome. So we drove down to see her and she worked on him for a couple days. And it was neat because when we got on the way home, it was like he was an entirely different kid. We went to physical therapy the next day. His balance was good again. They canceled his physical therapy.
Wow. How old is he? Oh, hello? I think we lost her. Sorry.
So he's 15, I believe.
Oh, okay.
But if she calls back, then we'll welcome her. But I'll just kind of finish. This story is so incredible, be in so many ways. But when Tanya came to me, she had the memory loss, and she was really worried about her children and her interaction with them and things like that. So I worked with her, and then she brought him, and he's so resistant and cute. he just was, but he did really well, and then he wanted to come back the next day. And then she when she got home, she told me that he went to his physical therapy. They're not doing it anymore. Then she's also was saying their whole entire house, their family unit had shifted.
Interesting.
Even her son that was still in Utah County was having a really bad day, but at the same time as her son that was here was doing a healing, her son there felt it. And then he called her right after and was saying how excited he was about something. But when she left, he was really, really crabby. So it was really, really interesting there. But then one of the funniest things is so she takes her son to the doctor and was talking to the lady about the energy healer that he had went to.
Right.
That lady then goes, oh my gosh, my friend had a tumor on her finger that this lady helped, and she's telling her about it. And then they talked about, but she had to go to New York. And Tanya goes, oh my gosh, it's the same lady.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. And they're like, no, you too. Now we're going to see if this is Tanya, if she's calling back or not. Hi, you're on the air with Cindy Nicole. Is this Tanya?
It is.
Okay. We're just making sure. She was kind of finishing. You were just like, all of a sudden you were gone.
I know.
Nicole was kind of finishing the story. Your son is he 15? Is that how old he is?
Yeah, he'll be 16 in July.
Yeah, okay. All right. So she was just kind of sharing that when you went to the doctor, that the doctor knew somebody who got healed too, and it turned out to be Nicole too.
Yeah. It was awesome because we went to the orthodontist, and I'm constantly, because she has made such an impact in our lives, and still working on like my self-talk and really creating what we want in the healing process.
Right.
It's such a journey. It's a fun journey, but sitting with yourself can be hard sometimes to look at yourself.
Oh man, isn't it? When you have to look in the mirror at the other stuff that you do. Oh yes, that's not easy.
It is. She really was. Last time I saw her, it all came to me. She's like, when you speak, you're doing it to yourself. Because I'm like, I'm off balance, or I say something, So I'm really mindful in what I'm saying.
Good.
And I went to the orthodontist, and everybody's like, well, Keontae's doing well. It's like, yeah, I took him to this energy healer, Nicole. She's awesome. And it comes to find out, the secretary at this place was friends with a lady who Nicole saw for her finger. So it's a small world.
Yeah.
It's awesome work, Nicole. We love you.
So I love you too, and I'm so grateful for. I love hearing your story. It makes me so happy. So she sends me video testimonies so that to interact with me still. I love it. So today, though, taking back your power as a individual and as a woman was huge for you, right?
Yeah, I'm actually still working on that. It's funny because I feel like the more I'm working on it, sometimes I have more resistance coming up. I feel like I have that going on right now with more of the stories in my mind, and the old patterns popping up, and it finally hit me kind of yesterday, like, because I've been having some emotions pop back up, and it's like, wait, I worked through these, and so I'm learning just to send it love, to acknowledge it and send it love, but not to focus on it.
Good.
And it's shifted the past couple of days, or it's funny, when I'm having a bad day, I just kind of close my eyes and I do the whole, I try to breathe in that white light. It's all love, and I'm perfect. I'm perfect the way I am. And it's just trying to do things from that perspective. So,
yeah.
It's a great perspective, Tawny.
She also her grandma was sick, and she went to the hospital with her, and right after our first session, and they saw a huge difference in Tawny, right?
Yeah, that was, so I got a phone call because my grandma wasn't doing well, and it was one of those calls, come and say goodbye, because she's not going to be here much longer, and she wasn't responsive to anybody and just was out of it. And when I walk in the room, I went and held her hand, and it was 2 days after I seen Nicole, and she woke up, she sat up, she started talking, she started drinking, she asked for her, she said she was a mess, she asked for her oil of Olay. And it was, in my mind, in my heart, I know what it was. It wasn't me. I think it was the vibration, the energies I had going through me. They come and go sometimes, but I really believe I just was vibrating at that level, if that makes sense.
Makes sense.
But it was pretty neat, and I just have little experiences popping up that it's like, that's not a coincidence. It's a sign. It's, showing me I'm in the right direction. So
for you,
it's been hard work, but
it's worth it.
When I first reached out to Nicole, I was an emotional wreck because I felt like I was crazy. I'm trying to play Candy Crush, but I'm listening to quantum physics.
Yeah.
So she just really holds amazing space to show me what I'm capable of doing. So,
and it's pretty it's pretty great when you figure out that now when she's showing you that now you're like, oh yeah, this is me, and I can do this on my own, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I really loved what she said earlier, because it's going through the journey. We all have this in us, and it's going through the journey yourself. And really, it's just leading by example. Watching her go through her journey with me, learn my power and take my power back. And just the love that she sends is awesome. So I just wanted to call in and say hi and tell you I love you. And
I love you too.
Thank you.
Tawny, thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, no problem.
That's
we'll
awesome.
be seeing you soon.
Oh, good. Okay, see you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, man, that's awesome.
Yes,
awesome
thank you.
Yay, Tawny. That's a big deal. And that's it. It's like, like they said in the Bible, teach a man to fish, right? You give him fish, but if you teach him fish, he can feed himself for the rest of his life. And that's kind of what your whole goal is, in a way, is to assist us to go remember who we are.
Yeah, and the permission to do so, I guess. It
is like that, because when you get in this physical body, it's almost like you always feel like you need permission for everything. It's so true.
And you said that, and you bring the Jesus quote. And so I don't know this one because I don't really follow religious terms at all. But I remember I know Jesus very well.
I'm sure you
do. Him very much. And I know that he said something to the fact of, you can do what I do and you can do it better. He gave you permission.
Yeah.
He healed in the streets.
And much greater things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That saying,
Ooh, 'cause it chills.
He told us.
Yeah.
He said that you were born the light. You can do it as I am.
Yeah.
Do it. And so, like, give yourself permission, because I watch people every day seek other people's permission and acceptance for them to be who they are, and you don't have to.
It's so true. It's kind of our society, though.
Yes.
I think it's so true. And I think, too, when people do those great things, you always hear a car fell on somebody, and then this person has superhuman strength to lift that car up or whatever. And you hear those kind of stories. I don't know, the most recent one, it was over in France, where there was a little child hanging off a balcony, and a man saw it, and he like did a whole Spider-Man thing in between like the balconies. It's on video. It's amazing. I have chills talking about it. It's unbelievable. And he just took that baby. I mean, it was like, you know, and we could be that all the time, but sometimes we'll be that more for somebody else than ourselves. That's my point. If you haven't seen that video, and then the guy ended up getting citizenship in France and a job out of that deal. So it was good for him too. He didn't do that for that reason, but it was really, I have to say, I was really happy that he got something. It was so sweet. We're going to take a phone call. You're laughing at me. 879-41. I was just so happy for him because he just was the sweetest guy ever. 879-4100, area code 435. We're going to take another phone call. Hi, you're on the air with Remembering Connections with Cindy and Nicole. Would you like to talk to Nicole today?
I would, please.
Great.
Hello.
Hi, Nicole. This is Deanne.
Oh, hello, beautiful. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you, my love?
I am doing awesome.
I know you are. You always are. I've been listening, and I guess it's kind of a question, but I'm thinking of when you began and you did your meditation about people who have been victimized and who it would serve them to realize that is not the way to feel, to be a victim, and that they can bring back their power and be better, just be better because of what happened. What entered my mind at that time was, and this is purely because of the way I believe, but I believe that there are things, most of the things that we experience in this life, we chose to do that before we came. We chose to experience love and forgiveness and just all of the emotions that we experience while we're here. We chose the people that can give those experiences to us. Now, saying that, I don't want people to think that I'm saying that they chose to be abused or they chose to be. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm wondering is, from your point of view, is there a small place in our lives, if things have happened to us that have hurt us or that have, been terrible, that we can take ownership for the lesson or for the learning that has come from that, to give us the power to say, I'm still here. Maybe this happened to me, but I'm still here, and I do have my power. I just need to choose to remember that it's still there.
Yeah, when you that's such an open question. However,
I know it is. And I struggled.
You worded it very well, Deanne. You worded it very, very well.
There is a small space that we have no understanding, nor will we ever, because it's too big.
Right.
It's too big of an information for our physical to handle. However, when we dive deep within and we have learned and we share what we have learned, is when you heal.
Yeah.
And that's when you start healing, and why these things have happened, and why the vibrational frequency of the earth moved and things. This has been allowed. We'll never understand, but we do have control of shifting that energy. And like when you talk about energy and that inner self, our body can only handle so much energy. So this is when we have to go into the heart and be like, we have this design. We came with it. It is so told and equipped with what we need to do to get through to the next step, right? And so you drop in the heart and you feel what that means, rather than talk us into why it happened. Because then when you're doing that, it talks you out what the solution is.
Right.
And so,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so when you go with that, when you go within and you shift that energy that is you, there's no destroying it, but you modify it to the perfection of how can I use this experience to share with others, or because there's a lot of people that need your positive influence, Deanne.
Yeah. Oh, mine?
Yes.
Oh.
She laughs. Oh, really?
You're full of wisdom.
Wait, I wasn't talking about me, right? That's what's so cute.
Not me. Okay. Now I forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry.
That's okay. There have been things through all of our lives, experiences that we've gone through that maybe weren't terrible, but we just didn't like them. And sometimes we figure out what they were for, and sometimes we don't. But I believe that, if we do everything we can to figure it out and we can't get it, then, maybe it'll come later. That's just how I have to, because I know that if I'm supposed to know something, then I will. But so I think you saying that you need to go into that heart space and say, I'm whole. There's nothing wrong with me. Nothing can happen to me that can hurt me unless I let it.
Right.
Yeah. And also it could be a lesson for somebody else. You could have
exactly.
Yeah. Soul partnered soul mapped a certain frequency to bring to the earth, a certain duality to bring to the earth. There's so many different aspects of soul revolution that we're talking about here that it's very easily done.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I cut you off?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say. You can't just put it all in one little ball and say this is the answer. That doesn't work for sure. But I just think, and for myself, I found this, that I can benefit if I stop for a few minutes and say, what can I learn? And maybe it isn't the grand answer that you would think the universe would have for you, but there's some little thing. And it could be, like you said, I've learned this to make sure that I don't do it to someone else. I know what this feels like. I know how bad this makes me feel. So that's the last thing I want to do.
Thank you so much for your phone call. We're just running out of time, but thank you so much for your phone. No, I'm sorry. I don't like to cut anybody off, but we're running out of time, and I'm going to get in trouble with Sean if I don't do this. But thank you so much for your call back. Okay.
I will.
Okay, thank you so much. Oh, Dan, what a cutie. I'm so sorry I had to do that. I just want to remind you that you can you can check out Remembering Connections with Cindy and Nicole on Facebook. You can always get to Nicole at her website at energyhealingbydesign.com. So that is energyhealingbydesign.com. Check that out if you want to get her healing in person with Nicole. She does that here in St. George. We want to thank Sean Donovan, who is the professor here at Dixie State College, for allowing us to be on Radio St. George 100.3 in St. George. But get to our Facebook page. We will be showing this again. You can always get to the Radio St. George Facebook page too. Remembering Connections with Cindy and Nicole Facebook, and then Nicole, energyhealingbydesign.com. Check it out. We will be back next Wednesday at 11 o'clock, right?
Yes.
You ready? It went by fast.
Yes, it did.
Thanks, everybody. Have a fabulous Wednesday.
Thank you.